When a person says, "Hello, nice to meet you," and reaches out its hand to greet you, it is a natural thing in Western culture to grab that hand, shake it, and introduce yourself as a form of greeting. However, does the same principle apply when a robot introduces itself? We try to research this and present our findings today in our paper titled "To Shake or Not to Shake: Intuitive Reactions of Senior Adults to a Robot Handshake in a Western Culture." My name is Marieke van Otterdijk and I will present this paper on behalf of all the authors. Before I briefly introduce the aim and background of this paper, I would like to address the project this paper is part of. This project is called Predictive Intuitive Robot Companion, in which we focus on applying models of human prediction and intuitive action to create intelligent robot companions. This is a project funded by the Research Council of Norway. Within this study, we aim to explore the role of human intuition in understanding social cues from a robot in a social context. Using a qualitative field study, we address this aim by studying how senior adults intuitively understand the nonverbal social cue of handshaking with an assistant robot in a social context. However, why is this relevant to study? Robots can provide a solution in a society that is graying by supporting healthcare professionals. However, before robots can be successfully integrated in home care, they need to be accepted first. Showing social cues by using nonverbal and verbal communication can increase the acceptance of robots in everyday life, because these cues enhance bonding by conveying emotional intent and behavioral goals. These cues are often intuitively understood by humans in human-to-human interaction. A type of nonverbal cue that is intuitively understood in human-to-human interaction is handshaking. A handshake in Western culture is a gesture that everybody knows without thinking very hard about it. It is a motion that combines both gesture and touch, which are essential for establishing emotional connections. Therefore, making this a suitable gesture to test intuitively understanding of motion. When a robot offers their human interaction partner a hand to shake, based on social context, the user should be able to understand intuitively what this gesture means. For our field study, we recruited 10 participants from a local elderly living facility. They were greeted by the Tiago robot and approached to shake hands as shown in the picture. While that was happening, participants were being video recorded from two angles for analysis, from the perspective of the robot and from the side. Measurements that were taken during these observations were the reaction time, the duration of the handshake, and the initial responses to the offering of the handshake. After the interaction with the robot, a short interview was conducted to gain an understanding of users' motivations for their behavior, about their experience, and their concerns regarding handshaking with this robot. When analyzing the transcripts, we found that people who self-initiated the handshake with the robot intuitively understood its intentions. Participants that were encouraged to shake hands with the robot, either by the robot itself or through reassurance of the principal investigator, reported to not understand the intentions of the robot, or they were unsure what the robot was trying to say. They thought they were either unable to touch the robot or they were scared to damage it. The participants that refused to shake hands with the robot were either afraid or perceived the robot as being dangerous. Analysis of the video material showed no significant differences in the reaction time to the offering of the handshake based on the different initial reactions. Furthermore, it also showed no significant differences for the duration of the handshake between the different initial reactions. From our interviews, we learned that there are several contributing features that help users understand the intentions of handshaking. And furthermore, we learned about opportunities to improve on the experience of handshaking with the Tiago robot. Features that help in understand the intent of the robot are, firstly, the approaching behavior of the robot. This revolves around the robot moving towards the user. Secondly, the position of the arm. A stretched out arm towards the participant aids in understanding its intentions. The position of the face also matters for understanding the robot, especially when seeking eye contact, it's more easily understood. And lastly, the position of the end effector. A closed gripper placed horizontally was perceived as most easy to understand by the users. Furthermore, some improvements can be made to the handshaking with the Tiago robot. Firstly, participants indicated that they would prefer the gripper of the Tiago robot to be more hand-like. Secondly, they indicated that a more soft material was preferred. This study investigated how senior adults intuitively understand and respond to the nonverbal social cue of handshaking with a robot assistant in the social context of greeting. We could identify different motivations participants had to engage or not engage in handshaking interactions with the robot. Furthermore, we identified some areas of improvement in designing a robot handshake with the Tiago robot. However, future research with more participants, different methods, and more elaborate interaction scenarios could provide more insights in how people intuitively perceive nonverbal motion of a robot. On behalf of the authors, I want to thank you for listening to this presentation, and if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out.